Space satellite. What is satellite? Artificial satellite now number in the hundreds of thousands or orbit around Earth. A satellite is an object in space that orbits or circles around a bigger object. There are two kinds of satellite: neutral, such as the Moon orbiting the Earth, or artificial, such as the International Space Station orbiting the Earth. There are dozen upon dozen of natural satellites in the solar system, with almost every planet at least one moon. Saturn, for example, last has at least 53 natural satellites, and between 2004 and 17, it's also had an artificial one, the Cassini spacecraft, which explored the ringed planet and its moon. Artificial satellite, however, did not become a reality until the mid 20th century. The first artificial satellite was Sputnik, a Russian beach ball-sized space probe that lifted off on October 4, 1957. That act shocked much of the Western world, as it was believed the Soviets not have the capability to send satellites into space. Following the feat, on November 3, 1957, the Soviets launched an even more massive satellite, Sputnik 2, which carried a dog Laika. The United States' first satellite was Explorer 1 on January 31, 1958. The satellite was only 2% the mass of Sputnik, however, 30 pounds. This Sputnik and Explorer 1 became the opening shots in a space race between the United States and the Soviet Union that lasted until at least late 1960s. The focus on satellites as political tools began to give way to people, as both countries set humans into space in 1961. Later in the decade, however, the aims of both countries began to split. While the United States went to the land on the moon and create the space shuttle, the Soviet Union constructed the world's first space station, Salyut 1, which launched in 1971. Other stations followed, such as the United States and the Soviet Union. Other countries began to send their own satellites into space as the benefit rippled through society. Whether weather satellites improved forecast even more far remote address. Land watching satellites such as the Landsat series on its ninth generation now track changes for in forest, water, and other parts of Earth's surface over time. Telecommunication satellites